Welcome to sfgarnishmusicproduction.com. My name is Justin Anchetta, and I'm going to be going through a couple things today in Ableton Live 10 Suite. Actually, a lot of things. I'm tracking a new song supported by listening to the track No Dice by Tipper, and then kind of creating my own templates from there. So what I'm going to do here is share my screen of Ableton Live 10 Suite with you guys and walk you through where I'm at so far. About 3 hours has been put into this track as of now, and today we're going to get pretty far because we are going to be going into many of the quick options utilizing, let's see if you can see this right here. Right here is the push 2 to my side and all these instruments behind me. All right. So let's go ahead and, not sure if you guys can see me moving the camera, but I'm going to just play you a couple different parts of this track, starting with my volume down to 0 and bring that in slowly. "100 BPM. All right, so that's just a little bit of what we have so far. We do have some Cello Joe tracks from previously collaborating with Cello Joe that we can also bring in. I did notice that my CPU got up to about 27 to 35% up here, and it started having a little bit of crackling sound. There's a couple different ways you can go about changing that in your preferences, Command, comma, and in your audio preferences, I'm currently at 128 buffer size. I'm going to try and change that up. I've in different circumstances, streaming or not streaming, I've found up to work, I've found down to work in different scenarios. So let's just go ahead and try higher for right now and see if it might have a better sounding. All right, so that's seeming to work right now, pretty good. And today, just to make sure that it runs smoothly, we're just going to go ahead and zero out tracks. And when I say zero out, it's just making sure that they are not engaging the CPU, and it's not really tracks that will affect the overall of what I'm trying to do today. So let's go ahead and I'll just zero out all of these tracks for now. You can just highlight an area and press 0. Boom. Those are all unengaged, not taking up CPU when we get down to that spot. All right. So what we want to try and do here, we have a resample track area that we've been making some cool beats up. I'm going to go ahead and make a new track. Close down our air all. Close down our drums. We have a lot of groups here, so it's nice and clean. And here's our live all. So this is often where we can just come in with our live tracks. For now, let's go ahead and engage channel 1. You can see the sound going up on channel 1 I'm talking on to. I'm using the X-Air 18 as my audio interface. Pretty awesome device. And then this goes to live all, and then the master. Okay, gonna engage that. All right, for now, I'm just gonna take this EQ off and keep this nice and simple. And our Will Marshall effects, I can also take off. Compression, let's take that off as well. Something that I like to do is have a utility come in here. So if I wanted to up the volume right away, this is something that I do at live shows in a live setting. So I would go here and here and just put a basic utility directly onto this track. And I often make sure that whatever I'm tracking, I name ahead of time up above or on the track itself. It auto names from whatever is your top area right here. And it looks like I erased all my stop and start buttons. I'm gonna re-engage those by selecting, right-clicking, and add stop buttons. And those circles mean that I can record on those tracks. All right, so we have our volume showing right here. And what I wanna do is create some ambient sounds. Starting with this right here. Go ahead and turn off everything. Engage. All right, putting some reverb on, some delay, and I send everything to our Will Marshall effects. And this first one right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this one be my first effect, which is wood ramble, I'll call that. And I will copy and paste in the other ones down below and make these ones bell clack. And then duplicate, and this one will be rename shaker clack click. Just some sounds that I can remember. So the wood ramble, I'm gonna make sure that I come in here and just bring in the wood ramble. I'm gonna take the loop out. These are just gonna be one hits that I can bring in at certain moments. And my starting point is gonna be right about there. Loop doesn't quite matter. And I like to get my volumes up to something that I can really see without peaking. All right, so we have our wood ramble going on here. Often one hits I like to put down below all of my scenes so that they don't engage other scenes. I'll put it all down below. You guys see this blue outline right here. What that is showing is where the push is located. And I might be using that a little bit today, but there's not a good visual of it, so I thought I might just use the computer for more today. All right, we have the wood ramble. We have not engaged that. I'm sorry, we did the wood ramble. Then the bells. I knew that I did that second. Here are the bells. Taking this off loop and making sure it's louder. Now see it, this last area and the front area, it doesn't really matter that they're peaking because I'm not engaging that. I'm just looking at the area I'm engaging here. So 18 dB boost, that's quite a bit. And let's zoom in and bring this start right to the beginning. Yeah, there's a lot more hits of rhythm than I wanted there. I just wanted more of like an ambient. So I'm just going to use the end of this. All right, let's do our shaker click. Now this is rhythmic, so I really want to make sure that it's on the right beat. Looks like it is, and this is one that could potentially loop. Hey, I believe someone has joined us here.
What's up?
Cello Joe in the house. Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty wackadoodle.
I hear you're moving somebody out right now. That's rough,
Yeah.
man. No extra notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm in the tipper track, no dice, that we're kind of replicating, emulating, and then making our own at 100 BPM. And you're looking at my screen now, yeah?
Yep.
All right. And for all you folks out there, we are live streaming to a couple different sites here. Looks like we're going live on the Twitch SF Garnish Music Production, SF Garnish Music Production Facebook, and the YouTube stream now. And we got one viewer on the Twitch. And if you guys can help us out by liking and subscribing, we just opened up these pages. And we have some major discounts going on at our workshops online. 40% discount, COVID-19 discount. Email or text us, message us for the code, and go to our website, sf.garnishmusicproduction.com. Where I'm at right here, Joey, is we have our track, and I just added in a few bell clack wood ramble. This is the wood ramble. And then the shaker click. And stuff like that.
How come it says GTR?
Yeah, because it was a guitar track, but this is just a live samples. And I've been changing the name as I go here, but I was telling people that if you name it up here, it'll name everything down here accordingly.
Does
So,
it?
yep. You have a question?
Seems like the sample still says GTR 0001 on that.
Which one?
What, the one you just double clicked on, the shaker click or the bell click?
It says shaker click.
Under sample it says GTR. See how there's like clip, launch, and sample along the top there?
Interesting. Yeah, so that's a good point that, naming stuff ahead of time, it'll be easier to find in the future. If you are really wanting this to be the exact name, you want to name it up on top, the exact bell, wood, shaker, etc. I think live sample sounds better than GTR because it's not a guitar, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's go with that for now. So I just did these as one hits, and then I did this shaker. I was just about to listen to it as a loop.
I don't hear that.
You're not hearing any sound?
No.
Really? Let's go ahead and
Joey, we only have half an hour to do this.
I have another I have 3 hours from 1 till 4.
Okay.
Can you hear that, Joey?
No, do it
No.
later, maybe? We said that we were doing this morning.
It's It's something we do every week till 1. I have half an hour to do, and I'll be in there. Nope, can't hear anything.
All right, let me just see if it's on your side or my side. So un momento as we check our live stream on SF Garnish Music Production.
I don't think you shared your computer's audio or something.
I just double checked and it is shared. It's shared.
Well, I can hear your voice. I can't hear anything that's playing through live.
Okay. Let's go ahead and try this out one more time here. I'm gonna play the sample.
Nope, I don't hear anything.
Well, that's unfortunate. You are right, Joey. Good thing we have you here to let us know that it's not working out. Oh, I know why. Okay, here you guys. Go into your preferences and Zoom audio device output. I didn't do that. I'm in the XR18 output. So I was hearing that the entire time. You guys weren't. For all you people that started off, let me just walk through you guys one more time of where we're at with the track. You're going to hear it now, Joey. You hear that?
Yep.
All right. Beautiful. So there's our shaker. So I don't really like having so much delay on that specific instrument. So I'm going to move that to a different track that does not have that engaged. Make sure this is all to our live all out. All right. So I'm going to do one more sound here and then have Joey take over.
I think on that one that you just did, I think it would be fun to put auto pan on that.
Auto panning. Okay. Track panning.
Well, that's one way to do it, but you can also use the auto pan effect.
That's true. I that sometimes they are too perfect though. They're just round. They you can always slow them down and speed them up, but
you can also stagger it. You can change the phase of the auto pan.
Okay. So I don't think that you can hear the panning on your side, right, Joey?
No.
Okay, I do have panning going on my side. All right. Cool. We got that engaged. We'll do one more sample, and Joey's going to take over controls here. I'm going to insert a new scene by Command I. Boom. And I'm going to record onto this same live sample that's going up. Let's try this out.
It seems like your mic is too hot for that instrument.
True. I tried to back up, but I'm just going to use the ones that it didn't peak on. Oh, interesting. So this is a good thing for us to know, Joey, is once I change to the Zoom audio out, the delay time changed to where I couldn't do it exactly in time. So notice how there's that much delay time using the Zoom audio. This
Oh,
is
wow.
that's right there to there. So what I'm going to do is I know it's a whole thing over. So I'm just going to go like that. I'll make this the one, set one here. Boom. Now we're good. Maybe I'll put this over here as well. So wow. Are you hearing that double hit on?
I'm hearing a double hit.
Wow. How do we explain that one? There's no effects on it.
I don't know. That's weird. Maybe putting it on a different track or something.
Let's bring it to a new track entirely. Ah, interesting.
So there's something on that GTR track that we're not aware of.
Look at this, completely empty. I think that was a ghost, but that's okay. That is okay. We just made a new track here. We're gonna call this Tambourine, because that's what that was.
Hmm.
I like the tambourine. Tambourine is something that the Beatles and so many bands use as up front in their mix, really making the song happen. Which really is what Tipper was doing, is these very intimate small instruments, claps and snaps, and putting it up front. Joey, you want to take over for a bit?
Okay.
All right, Joey's
So
requesting approval.
My question for you is, so you're working in the session view, right? You have F sharp, V sustain up here, no drums, kick break, J, A, C, J. You have all these different scenes. How do you go from what you have right now to an arrangement in this view?
Are you asking me how I would do that?
Yeah, because that's how, I mean, the goal of this is to create a 3-minute track, right? Roughly 3 to 5
Sure.
minute
Yeah, 3 to
track.
5 minute. That sounds good.
So I'm not seeing this much of time is what we need filled with these scenes over here. So what's the plan? When are we going to start actually laying down the tracks over here?
Really, when we feel like it, and we can always even try it right now and get some ideas, and even go back into session view. I really like what I learned from Isaac Kotek, is that the fluidity between arrangement and session view, especially in 10, has been incredible. You can literally copy and paste back and forth now, which is something that I've always wanted to happen. So yeah, we could just copy it back and forth wherever we want it. One way is that you might want to just press record, clear maybe arrangement view, go from that start section and try and create a Joey Chang Cello Joe arrangement. I don't know if you feel like it.
You mean clear all this stuff over here, or what?
Those were all little
This is a scratch pad. Like, all of this stuff could get deleted. It wouldn't be a big deal.
You know, it's nice to have it. So maybe what you could do is everything past the start the song, moving that to the beginning. I didn't even know how that got there.
Start song, this one?
Yeah, you can start the song later on, past all the scratch pad. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's like one more thing I'm seeing.
I can't seem to.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
So the start of the song right out here.
Yeah.
And you don't have it snapping to the grid at this point.
Command 4.
Yeah, I tried that. It didn't do it.
Command 4 is not working for you?
I just did Command 4.
Oh, yeah, it did. It just snapped.
Did it?
Yep. Yeah, it snapped. So you can see it better now because it had that little overlay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe you start the song right on that 1921. Yeah.
There
Awesome.
we go.
All right, Joey. So you know how to do this. You're actually recording on the live all, so maybe take out of record mode.
Okay, so there's a track that's armed in here.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Oops, I just went back to the wrong spot.
That's fine.
There we go.
That's good. Let's go ahead and delete that track you just created too, yeah? No, it's in the session view.
I created a track in session view when I was recording on the live all.
The upper one, very top.
Oh, yeah.
That right there. That's me talking to you. There you go.
Okay. Good point. All right. So now I can just press record. Were you intending it to go from the very top scene and then down in this sort of order, or were you thinking it would just jump around and be remixed?
Yeah, to be honest, I started out kind of like an intro-y type thing in the beginning, the first one or two, and then the kick break into the JACJ. And then after that, I didn't really have anything exactly dialed. So yeah, with that said, Joey, maybe can you go open up Cello Joe tracks and re-engage them? Because I was trying to save CPU and just highlight all those tracks and press 0 to re-engage them.
All of these?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, and a hip hop bowed cello is also unengaged on the right side.
Oh, here.
Yep. You just unengaged the bell click.
I know. What the hell?
There you go. Awesome. Okay. That's my favorite one, dude. With all of our sound effects we worked on.
Are you singing in like a Spanish style there?
I am singing. I don't know why it would be Spanish. I'm not saying Spanish.
Yeah, you're doing that thing where you're like singing like flamenco singer guy.
that is me singing, bro, in the background. Those are all one hits at the bottom, so.
All right, it's kind of a weird arrangement because I didn't really know what was all in there.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because you didn't really know it was there. That breakdown, you had loop around like 2.5 times or something, but we
Yeah.
could literally just like cut that out and just be one loop of that break. I think that'd be pretty tasteful. Yeah, but why don't you do one good move here and then pass it back so we can each get one more turn before 1 o'clock.
Okay, one more good move. Okay, I have something that I like to do that I learned from watching from being a part of the monthly class with Andrew Huang. And that is if you take, here's the drums, right? Drums all. And you go and you grab an auto filter and you put it on there on the whole drums. Here it is. And then you go on this filter here. And do this.
How kind of it fade in, yeah?
Yeah. And so you only hear like the bassy parts of the beat.
Uh-oh.
Dude, I gotta say, this remote control shit,
PG, brah.
this remote
PG.
control on Zoom is not great with Ableton.
I hear you, man.
Something like that. I'll let you do the fine tweaking, but like I wouldn't have put it all the way to 26. I would put it somewhere in the middle. But the point is that it just creates sort of like an intro effect.
Totally. It's like a volume fade in, but with a little bit like more intentionality, right? Your specific frequencies popping in at a time.
Yeah, and then another thing you could do is automate the resonance on it too, and do sort of a similar thing where, oh, see, now why did it do that? There, something like that. Let's just see what happens. Now I wouldn't put it all the way up like that. But somewhere where it's not at 125%, but like a little bit less.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it actually worked. So yeah, that's still too much. I put a little less than that.
Nice.
And then it's you know then the beat's in. But
Rad.
it's nice to be able to see both of those lanes, so you can drop them in, so you can see that they match up on the right bar.
Exactly.
And then you can also, when you have them in these separate lanes, you could select these automations and copy them, and then drop them in again later somewhere in the song. I'm just saying that as an example. That's not what I would actually do. I'm just saying you can now have the same automation on the same sections of the song later on. Like if you
Totally.
wanted it to come back in the same way, you could do it like that. For example, like that.
Yep. Awesome, man. Cool. I have an idea to take it from here. Are you down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I really like that intro, dude. Good stuff. I'm gonna just clean that up by pressing A, and this is the beat breakdown that happened. Now it happened a couple different times. I want to take this Command Shift D, delete that time, so that just goes right into the next part. And I'm also going to select all this time, copy in. Oops, what happened to it? Oh, there it is. I don't know where it went for a second. All right, glitchy computer. And then at the very end of your fade in, which is, I guess, actually it looks like
It didn't do the right amount of bars. You should change those points so that it goes to.
yes.
Makes
Let's
sense. Also, the start of the song is not where the beat actually starts, so it's.
Oh, okay. So
You could delete that time. See how the clip? Yeah, if
Yep.
you select that and delete that time.
Delete time. All right.
And that's Command Shift and the delete key.
Command Shift Delete. Yep. I think that right there is going to be the amount of time. And then I'm going to bring in our break beat. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's much smaller than I thought. Probably like that small. Nope, not even that small. Even smaller. Cool. And it looks like some of the automation needs to be redone. Spread out. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, interesting. Maybe I should just start it right there because it has awkward bar length. Yeah, take out a little bit more time. Boom.
Oh my God, I noticed something. Here, stop the track for a second.
Yeah?
There's an automation that's really weird right here. Where in the top right under 1952, it switches to 1/4. See that? Where there's like a 1/4 right there, and
Yeah.
over here it's
Okay.
one. That should say 4/4, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it just sounds like it just goes into one for a certain amount of period of time.
Yeah. Why is that? Shouldn't be like that. Yeah, when you played that, it switches this automation right here. Yeah.
Delete time signature change. There we go.
Yeah. I don't know how that got in there, but
yeah, another glitchy glitch. Maybe it's the Zoom with Ableton thing. It's pretty amazing that we're able to collaborate from so far away, Joey, like this. But I think there's some glitchiness. We're on the edge of what functionality of can happen here. Command Shift D. I'm going to make this square again because our transitions were kind of random. So yeah, I like how the melody kind of changes there too. Five measures is kind of cool.
Add this.
Are you trying to take over?
Yeah. I would
I was
say at this little section right here. Wait, this one right here. The melody should drop out. This short glass should drop out right there.
okay.
So it's already been going for this part here. And then I was hearing like this has a less stuff happening for this breakdown section. And then it comes back in right there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think there's too many melody things happening in a lot of the song. Like
Mm-hmm.
this resample tracks here is your voice, right? No, that's the cello resampling.
Yeah. With that said, your first track should be off. Maybe take off your first tracks and just use the resample.
Oh. Okay.
Or don't take them out. Just press 0 on the track so that if you have something later on. Yeah.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
But there's an interplay between the mic sample and the cello sample. It seems like that has like some artifacts in it that you didn't intend to be in there, maybe.
Totally. Yeah. It was just messing around, and I just put it in the background for now, but it could just be zeroed out. I'm open to that too. Clean it up.
I like your Moorish flamenco singing. I think it adds a lot, but I just think that maybe it doesn't need to happen at the same time as this cello part, because it just, to me, it seems like there's too much going on. Oh, this is what I would hear.
Call and response.
Yeah, I would zero out this part.
Yeah.
And then zero out this part.
Uh-huh.
See, now this is going to sound... Yeah, and just keep that going for this section. It needs a little bit of fading, like a little bit of... It's a little too abrupt. But it's cool. I guess what I'm saying is,
Can I edit this really quick since it's me?
Yeah,
I have an idea off of what you're doing.
I would move I would move this fade so that it doesn't just chop, that it actually has a curve.
Totally. Well, this right here is the second one.
Oh.
That's the first one. Call and response, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Copy, paste, and then cut 0, and then
yeah, there you go.
You wanted these to be just faded in out a little more.
Fade in and fade out. Yeah.
Oh, the circle of death. How long will it take? Not that long. Okay. I've been looking at some gaming extra. It's called GPU, eGPU.
Oh, yeah.
So extra cores, external cores for graphic and audio, video. So we'll see if that might help.
Will you plug that in on a Thunderbolt or something?
I think so, yeah. Connects through Thunderbolt.
So Justin, instead of having it fade out like that, what do you think about taking this and bringing it out a little longer so that it sounds.
Yeah. I was gonna do a delay throw. Can I do a delay throw?
Yeah. It just keeps starting. Okay, go ahead.
Well, because yeah, I just started taking over controls for a minute and a half there, bro. Minute and a half. All right. There we go. So then delay throw. Let's go ahead and just get a delay in. What kind of delay do we want? Just
I
clean.
always go for the dotted eighth or dotted quarter. That's
We
just
can always
like.
manipulate it from there. Feedback is super high. Let's turn that down. Let's put our filter on to kind of around vocal range. And we're going to automate and just turn it on during this section. Aha.
That's cool.
I think, let me just listen one more time and then I'll just copy this over and be done. That longer feedback is kind of cool, actually. Show automation. Feel like it's almost a little bit too loud, but the feedback can go longer. And I'm going to not only show the automation, but I'm going to bring it to its own track so I can then, not manipulate it, but copy, paste, paste, paste. All right, so our transition there is a little weird again. This is the new part, right?
Yeah, it's just because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go to a new scene and see what's on the scene.
There we go.
Can you go back to that whole section that you just played? Because right in the middle there. Right there at 5:13. Can you stop it?
Mhm.
At 5:13, there's a little swooshing sound.
Yeah.
And a technique that my friend Evan Milburn showed me is that if you hear something like that, it doesn't happen very often. You can actually create a lot of interest and space by finding that one sound, selecting that sound, looping that section, clicking on the loop brace so that everything is selected. Then you hit Command E to split the scene or split the clips. Then you Command click on the sound that you want to stay, and then you hit 0.
Why don't you do it?
Well, where is that whoosh sound? Is it
513. I mean, it might be the reverse snare you're talking about.
Yeah, is it this? I think
Maybe.
it's this. Let's just solo that and hear it. Yep. So that happens just in this one little spot right here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I select it, I hit Command L, so it puts a loop brace on it. Then I click the loop brace. That selects every track, just the part that the loop brace is selecting. Now if I hit Command E, it separates out everything into that clip part. And then if I hit I'm still selected on all of them. If I hold down Command and I click the sound I want, it unselects that. Everything else is still selected. Now if I hit 0, damn it.
Oh, you just want that one to be out. Yeah.
Right, so whatever, you hit 0 again on that. Now listen to what this sounds like. Oops. Maybe I won't want the drums to completely drop out, but you see how doing stuff like that. Wow, you really put a big delay throw on there.
I did. You're like right in the middle of it.
But that was actually just, maybe that's not the exact sound that we should isolate in this section.
Or start customizing where each thing drops out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, so maybe this wouldn't drop out like that.
yeah. What's the mic sample?
That would be your voice, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so maybe those things all stay in, but actually what we're doing is just dropping out this little teeny bit of the drum beat.
Yeah. That
And
sounds
then
good.
have that.
Yeah.
I think little micro edits like that, where you're able to pull certain things out and highlight them, can it just kind of, I love whenever I listen to people's electronic music, I love when everything drops out except for like one little sound, and then everything comes back in. It just creates like this space. And um what's really hard to do is create silence, like if you do stuff like this, like what I just did. You see what I just did at 512?
Mm-hmm.
If you do stuff like little things like that and like this a lot in your beat, it changes from being a solid beat that just never ending to something that has more dynamicism, that sounds, you see, like listen to this. The beat just completely drops out in that one little part, versus if you just play it from like from 508 all the way through. If you don't have a couple things like that, then it starts becoming a little bit more monotonous. So like, let's listen to it with this out and with this out, and then we'll put them back in and then see the difference. Okay.
Cool. Those are good, man.
Yeah, so it's just something that I like to focus on when I'm getting in the weeds of working on a song, is like taking little parts of the drum beat out, or like taking little snippets of stuff. And
Yeah.
I know we're out of time right now, but another thing that I would potentially do is on these mic samples, the first two I would leave untouched, but then the last two, um, I would think about putting a gate effect on them and automating the gate to open and close so that these have a stutter effect on them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, and have it like attached to the drums or something, or which instrument?
I mean, just I would just do it on a certain beat. Like I would change it to a triplet grid, or I would do it like on every offbeat, so that when you hear this, um you would hear it, the gate would make it come through only on, let's say, the second and fourth beat of every bar or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's automating the threshold.
So bringing threshold.
And you could just kind of go into draw mode and turn the grid really small.
And you were thinking about just like,
Yeah, you just play around with it till you get something that you like, but you can make it go like, hele, you know, you can like
mhm,
stutter it. That's actually something that Evan Milburn showed me as well.
it sounds like even like a smaller,
Yep.
oops.
Like press Command 1 until you get into the smallest, narrowest grid.
Hmm. Pretty narrow right now. It's like down to 30-second note or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it says 30-second note in the bottom
Yeah.
corner.
That might be too small, but let's just see what happens. Yeah, you can get really cool effects with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also widen your grid and just use the draw mode and then just put it on like every, you know, fourth bar. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of sound I'm talking about.
Glitching it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you keep the delay, if you keep that pattern going, you duplicate it out through this delay throw, then it'll do it to the delay throw as well.
Which it is doing.
Yeah, but not after bar 510. After bar 510, you see how it, if you could duplicate this.
Yeah, I see. So duplicate. Oh,
Ah, I didn't touch anything.
oh shoot. Let's see. Was that me? Here, I'm gonna open this up a little bit. Junk. Come on. I want to select you. Fine. Copy. Paste.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You just keep doing it.
It looks like I did that to the beginning one.
That's fine. Just copy that whole thing and put it on the second half.
Mm. Cut. Paste. And this could be down to nothing. Oops. Wow. Don't try this at home, folks. It's dangerous.
I think that's a really cool effect.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually, yeah, that's what I was saying. What's really crazy about that is that you can play around with the shape of the gate and get like so many different cool glitch outs of that vocal track, because
Mm-hmm.
you have it sort of like very square where like the gate engages from 0 all the way instead of going like gradually, you know what I mean? Or you can have it sort of, you can use the draw mode if you push B and you can draw in the
I think gate is one of those things though that it's on or off type thing. Whereas like if it was a different instrument, the draw might be more effective.
yeah,
Right?
yes and no though, because if you're drawing right at the threshold where the sound is actually happening, you can get like a different effect than if you're just using like very large shifts that are completely vertical.
Mm. Cool, man. Well, that's great. One more thing I wanted to add on to what you were saying is once we create the space, such as right here that you created as dropout,
Yeah.
oops, Control Z that. I put a marker to know where that is and putting another sound, such as the wood block right in that hole.
Yeah.
So let's find that out. Something like that. It's a little
Yeah.
bit loud.
Yeah.
Bring
Just
that down.
maybe turn it down.
Yeah. Cool, cool. We're over time, but if you guys want to join us in the future, Joey and I are trying to do this as much as we can. We're doing it on Wednesdays at 12 to 1, and we're hoping to do some listening sessions, hopefully bringing in some friends like Evan Frazier, maybe get Josh Mellinger on here. Is he doing Ableton at all?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we got to find out because we want to get more people involved. If you guys want to check us out, go to sf.garnishmusicproduction.com or one of our social medias. We're live streaming to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube right now. And we got Cello Joe in the house who just released his Splice pack. You can find him on splice.com, Cello Joe. Bam, bam, bam. That's right. My name is Justin Anchetta with SF Garnish Music Production, and we'll be doing a lot more posts with all these instruments in the back, adding in some cello. I was thinking in the future, Joey, that we could potentially share MP3s quickly back and forth. You could drop it into your Ableton, do something over it, and then send the MP3 back my way. And then eventually, at the same BPM, start having a mutual track while we're going live. So that's kind of my future vision is collaborating with you live and sharing our process of creating the song and eventually being able to release these tracks and individual samples to people and people know exactly how they were created because we have record of it.
Cool.
Are you open something like that in the future, Joey?
Of course.
Awesome. Joey's already got his splice pack. He already put his splice pack into this track that we've been working on. And we'll be with you next Wednesday at noon. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're going to be closing our live